I started following Jesus at a young age. My parents were Methodist pastors. Grew up never not knowing Jesus, but decided to follow him at a young age, probably 9 or 10 years old.
And I also grew up knowing Jesus. I can't remember a specific time that I made a decision.
We started coming to redemption about 8 years ago. I think there probably was a time in our lives where we saw our money as our money and not God's money. Once you have the mindset of that it's not our money, but it's God's money, and that we are managers of God's money, I think giving and generosity comes a lot easier.
Like our church leaders talk about a lot, time, talent, and treasure are all ways that we are trying to give and trying to show our kids that we can give back to the church and the people who need it. So I've been fortunate enough to be able to go on a few mission trips. Joe and I went to Columbia together with Redemption shortly after we started coming to church here. And it helps you to understand how important it is to share your resources, the things that you have when you can, because it really makes a big difference.
You know, the most fun you'll have with money is giving, and we, I think, find that to be true. I think it sets a good example for our children. Maybe more than that, just the time that we have dedicated is probably stepped up a lot. I'm a well coach for the 8th grade boys. I help with the security team here at church. So we just had kind of an effort to be more involved in the church.
I have come to realize that there are a lot of different types of mission trips that we are on. And if you're here on Wednesday nights and you see the difference that the coaches make to the students, it's evident that it's a local long-term mission trip, because some of those kids aren't regular churchgoers, don't have, church or a church family. And I think having dependable role models at the well is important.
I think my biggest thing was just to be disciplined. When it came to finances, it didn't necessarily have a math problem. We had a behavior problem. And once you correct the behavior problem, the other things will fall in line and you just have more opportunities. And that discipline just doesn't always go to the finances. It can be prayer life or just making a point to give. So.
I mean, a lot of things go back to our financial peace class, because that had an impact on, I think, all the areas of our life, but helping to remind us to make giving first rather than give from what we have left at the end of the month. And it helps you to be disciplined in the rest of the areas too. But it keeps the church and giving as a priority in your life too.